Okay, that is the mic test. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of MTG Arena Run. Today we are going to do midweek magic and it's into the future. It's a celebration of alchemy. Now this time they decided to give, as usual, they give us a bunch of different decks to test out. So they gave us, as usual, a bunch of sampler decks, each one containing some of the alchemy cards. All of them tested supposedly against each other. So, well, but this is interesting, where you get to see Karn Living Legacy, and well, it is called Power Stones of Plenty. So the premise of this particular deck, it centers around the Ocean Courier. Whenever it attacks, choose one that wasn't chosen during your last combat. So you have to alternate. You probably will be choosing create the tap Power Stone token the first time around, but then you can alternate to seek an artifact card with mana value equal to the number of Power Stones you control. So by itself, first one's a dud. Second time around, you will be able to get at least a Bank Buster. There's a Trans Spider. You're not going to get Karn, but it searches for artifacts, so you can get Twin Shot Sniper. It's basically it is a very slow chain. Though if you do have multiples of this, you could make the Power Stone with one and seek an artifact card with the other. So that's one way to get around that. As far as other alchemy cards, Hercule's Prodigy and ETB with the Power Stone token. When it attacks, you may pay 3. Can't be blocked, and it perpetually gains +2/+0. So, yeah, this is gonna. Well, you do have to pay the mana. Thankfully, the Power Stone tokens spots you one of the mana already. You have Urza's command to also give you Power Stone tokens, and they gave us a Warstone duplicator. Which returns target creature and opponent controls with power less than Warzone Duplicator's power. So less, not equal to. So at Prototype, you're bouncing a 2 power or less creature. At 6 mana, you are bouncing a 5 power or less. If the creature is in the token, you do conjure a duplicate into your hand, and you can spend mana if it were any color. So that's pretty good. We will probably do this one first. Maybe I should take a look at the other decks, see, so that I have an idea what we're up against. So rank and file, this one is mostly about, okay, it looks like soldiers again. They even give us a few Battle for Baldur's Gate cards, like you're confronted by robbers. But what is the alchemy card here? So we have by Elspeth's command, at the beginning of combat on your turn, choose one that wasn't chosen during your last combat. So it's kind of the same deal as the Ocean a while ago, but more choices. Up to one target soldier perpetually gains +1/+1 and flying. Okay, that's very good. Choose a soldier card in your hand. It perpetually gains +1/+1 gains vigilance. Or create a one colorless soldier artifact creature token. Then you got the Patch Plate Resolute. When it enters or leaves the battlefield, you get the boon. When you cast your next creature spell, it enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Pretty decent. Otherwise, Valiant Veteran, if I'm not mistaken, this is Dominaria United. That's why I don't really remember this one. This one, fewer alchemy cards. It's very straightforward. Next up, Reforged Monsters. Okay, looks. It has the reanimation team. That's usually what it means when you see Titan of Industry and Olivia Crimson Bride. There's some Forge Fire Automaton. At the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature with power less than Forge Fire Automaton's power from your graveyard to the battlefield. And its base power perpetually becomes equal. So it's a way to avoid loops. So at 3 mana, you will only be getting these guys from your graveyard. At full cost, you will be able to get everything. They do also give us Perilous Iteration. Seek a card with mana value 2 or less and a card with mana value 3 or greater. Then discard those at the beginning of your next turn's end step. So you don't control what you get from these, but you will get 2 cards, and most likely you will be happy discarding the last card. That's why they gave us Diagraph Rebirth. Even the reanimation spell has some flashback. Also, Bonecaller Cleric. Okay, so we have plenty of choices. I would say that Rank and file looks like the most straightforward one. Reforged monsters looks like the most potential to be powerful. And then we have our control deck. Okay, now when I saw Rusko Clockmaker, I knew this was a control deck, true and true. 4 mana, 3/3, enters the battlefield, conjure a card named Midnight Clock onto the battlefield, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put an hour counter on each permanent you control named Midnight Clock. Each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So this is actually pretty serious. It's a 4 mana 3/3 that spots itself a mana rock, and not only that, you can accelerate the time and you get to drain your opponent as part of it. Pretty solid. Let's see what else we have. Bind to Secrecy. This one's from the there's your counter target non-creature spell or conjure a duplicate of target creature in an opponent's graveyard. And if you have 5 or more mana values, the new Capenna shtick, you do get to draft a card. We'll go over the cards when we get there, but let's see. Pendragon Besieged. At the beginning of your end step, choose a creature with the least toughness among creatures your opponents control. It perpetually gets -1/-1, so it's repeating, so not bad. When your opponents control no creatures, sacrifice. Okay. I would not exactly Pestilence, but quite good there. Also, Lonely End. Target creature gets -. So, plenty of choices and some ways of catching up if you are behind. Also, Piece It Together. Start. So most of the alchemy cards are here in the blue-black deck. Draw a card if. Okay. Now, I'm curious about the perpetually increased Piece It Together's intensity and the intensity of cards named Piece It Together in your graveyard, hand, and or library. It's part of the cost, so... Yeah, I don't see a way of copying this, but I think the idea is it's a 1 mana draw card. You will have to cast all 4 copies to get to that point. Because once you cast the cast 1, you increase it to 2, to 3, to 4. Yeah, it's only the 4th one, so you'll really get only 1 shot with this. I say we start with the most straightforward one. We'll start with the white blue. We'll go white blue blue. We'll go white blue blue red. Blue black, because that one might take. Actually, no, I'll save the blue black for probably second. We'll do rank and file first. It is the most straightforward one, not necessarily the most powerful one. But if we have one deck that is control and one deck that pretty much has to get all its pieces together, I think the straightforward deck might have the best options here. Though I'm not sure if triple flash is a good idea. We can kind of stall for time. Let's keep this. We are going first, so there is that. Also, don't quite need the blue right away. Opponent with the new Capenna, so this is. We need 1 more mana to at least get this one, but I don't think we're in a position to. So they do mill a rebirth. They don't mill a creature, which is important. We have a Valiant Veteran. Other soldiers you control get. I kind of want to save that for much later. Opponent probably doing this to get the land back, which makes sense. So the plan is to hopefully hit our 4th mana so we can do another Resolute Reinforcements plus Valiant Veteran. Opponents. Oh yeah, wait, they did go second, so they actually have the option to. But they are really milking the Circle of Land Druid. They haven't hit any of the big threats though. That's... Okay, we did hit the land. You may reveal a soldier card from your hand. We will reveal this one. Also, if I remember, this deck does not exactly have a board wipe. Opponent's still trying to... They got to Osage you. They might use it to nuke our fortified beachhead, which is fair. So we're actually going to save the one stall for time because we will need to tap their board at one point, but creating the 3+1/+1 soldier tokens is a plus. They do have spot removal between the Infernal Grasp. Liliana the Veil may be not quite effective since we can sack tokens. Opponent naming black. They will have the option to untap. No, they're going to scry. Looks like they are really looking... Okay, it's an Undead Butler. Sure. Mill 3 cards. Okay, now they hit the Titan of Industry. Oh, we... Now they get to return it from their graveyard to their hand. They probably do not want to return Titan. I actually don't know what they would return. They are going to return the Bone Collar. So, but they are 1 mana short. Also, this is... Yeah, probably not going to do the 5 and tap. I wonder, I'm going to see what our opponent's plan is. They might still have the spot removal for Valiant Veteran, in which case we can just confront by robbers, drop the call for aid, drop the 3 soldier tokens, and then exile this. That will give us more than double their life total. Already, I am concerned about the play pattern here. It is quite reliant on having spot removal like Liliana and Infernal Grasp, and your opponent not going this wide. Yeah, the lack of a board wipe. That's a bummer. If our opponent did have a board wipe, we would cast this, exile this. We would take them down to 1. Gix's Command. Ooh, they did have a board wipe. So, I forgot they had the Gix's Command. So there's that. They will return 2 cards. Let's see if they have another one. Now the alternate plan is if we draw 1 more mana, we could just tap this. I don't know. We're just gonna keep confronting robbers, I guess. Now, there is a world where the correct play was actually not to exile that, but to just swing first and hold back for another one. Like, we weren't gonna get them in this turn. Though if they have another Gix's Command, okay, just Olivia Crimson Bride. So, we'll see how our opponent sequences. If they go for the Titan, they have to gain the life, they have to create the Rhino. That by itself is enough, but we're just gonna show them that we kind of have it all. Yeah, also what kind of drew me to this particular deck was that a lot of the cards were in big high enough multiples, so Yeah, we managed to take advantage of that. Now I'm actually scared to do this deck. I feel like it's gonna be too slow at times. This one also feels very slow. This one is slow by design, but we could work around it. Yeah, let's do the Reforged Monsters. Get it out of the way. So we know we are very dependent on maintaining removal and and not overcommitting to the board. That's the really important part. So Mishra's Command allows us to discard cards. The key is really going to be landing the circle, landing the bone collar cleric. We are going to take some damage off the activate ability. Opponent is playing. Hold on. This is the blue-black deck. So we're going to see if we can incidentally mill. This one's not too bad. Now, if I cast this for prototype, I get nothing back. I could play this, but what I ideally want to do is hold up for Mishra's Command. I'm trying to remember if this deck actually... I think this one mostly runs non-creatures, so maybe holding this back was... We could have just gone for this. And the alternate plan for this one is we know our opponent has at least one creature, Clockmaker. We are 1 mana short of popping it. We're actually very short on mana. Okay. Let's see if our opponent gets greedy and blocks. Nope. Nope. Smart does not block. We will just play out the Undead Butler. Yeah, paid mana. Okay, that's another land. Actually, what we really wanted was the Infernal Grasp. Opponent's it's now gonna start draining us little by little. Also, the shuffle is gonna really wreck us here if they get to that point. So, well, we did get them to get rid of this. But yeah, if we don't hit that 4th land, we could play Bonecaller Cleric and just try to see if we hit it next turn. Well, we hit the Crossroads. This time we're naming black so we can stop taking damage. We have kind of triple green in the most painful way possible. I know our opponent has a counterspell effect, but we kind of have to commit to it anyway. Consider. Okay, still draining us. They might try to go for the mass shuffle. Though they are discarding removal. So we discard 2 cards. We ping Rusko. We will actually do one of each, and we're not gonna flip both. Yeah, I figured they had it. Yeah, my sense was kind of right that that this deck is so clunky in the worst possible way. Though once we start hitting our mana, we can actually just return stuff. Like, we don't have anything better. I might as well just retake the circle druid again. Though this is at the it's at the beginning of your upkeep, so it's kind of on the slow side. And our opponent's just gonna be sitting back on this one. That's gonna be a big problem. So we know this is gonna reshuffle everything, so we kind of want to play out as much as possible. And we're gonna play at least one of these. Maybe our opponent I don't remember if this deck has board wipes, but they probably have multiple single shot cards. There's one. And yeah, so they will reshuffle this entire thing. Yep, lonely. And yeah, basically got controlled there. I read. Oh, it only reshuffles theirs. Okay. So, oh yeah, I keep forgetting what but we're still staring at the face of a tree, so that is an issue. Like, I could still play both. I could land this, then play both of this. Start setting up the Titan of Industry play. Just to keep ourselves alive. Definitely gonna play this one because we don't have a use for 6 mana. Yeah, we're gonna keep milling. Though that Liliana would have been really nice. So we're gonna see if our opponent managed to hit a full grip. Now take note that we still get drained life even without the midnight clock ticking. And yeah, it was really just about resolving that one rust gold. I already noted that if you can't hit your removal, you are in trouble, and this was kind of proof of it. Opponent is gonna hit their last spells, and we're not gonna be able to catch up. So yeah, I'm gonna I'll try the deck again, but I have a feeling that we're not going to. That the Reanimator deck is really. Everything has to line up, and you have to assume that nobody interacts, which is the worst way to play Magic. You have to always assume that everyone has a way to interact. Like if we saw the first game, it had some interaction, but all of it's very slow. Even the Mishra's command is very slow. The only fast interaction is Infernal Grasp. Now, no Rusko here, but this time out. That player discards that card, you lose 2 life. It's non-creature, non-land, so we can use this to hit removal. Yeah, I say we don't have to do it right away because almost everything cast by this deck is going to be. Yeah, it's gonna be mostly creatures. We're at the first shot. So if we cut it down, they get back Circle of Land Druid, which does kind of. We can bounce it, which is really poor. And it's an instant anyway. These are instants anyway. We can kind of wait on these. Oh, Micromancer actually. Well, a lot of these spells do cost 1 mana, so that is probably a big pull for this deck. So we'll just take the 1 damage here for now. Nope. Let's see what their follow-up play is. They definitely have a follow-up play. Liliana of the Veil. Oh yeah, we could have ditched this. So So opponent's gonna make us discard.
No more
We
distractions.
will.
Let's make this quick.
But you know what? Wait. So we will need to keep the Mind Spike.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
So I probably want to keep the Micromancer also. I'm not so sure about the lands. So I might actually just drop the cut down. Oh, they dropped the Gix's command. Interesting. So they do have a Diagraph Rebirth, but the Liliana is the more important one because that also messes up. Also, we have to keep an eye what they could reanimate. So far, it's a bit of a whiff. Our opponent will have the mana to snipe Micromancer if it gets to that point. We'll also see. They might also decide to do the... Okay, no, they're not. It is... So just ping for 1. Undead Butler again. I guess that one we let resolve. Still kind of whiffs right now. Okay, we hit the cast down. Also Micromancer, because if I play Micromancer, they might just Mishra's command, pump something. Nah, that's not great. We'll hold it for now. And this one is search your library anyway. Maybe our opponent decides to tutor one of their creatures up. It's a bit strange if they do so, but also that means we do need to hold on to the... Well, the cast down does miss against certain cards. Unfortunately, this is you don't control. It's okay. Well, okay, we got our first piece together. I'm actually gonna cast this first. Okay, draw land. Kinda wanna hold on to this. Yeah, let's hold on to it for now. My other concern is that they could, like, let's say we snipe the... Well, if we snipe the Undead Butler, they can choose not to exile it, I guess. Then just go for the Diagraph Rebirth to keep milling the yard. They might also go for this one. They would have the cards for this. Both modes targets, so they would still get to mill even if they whiff on everything else. Diagraph Rebirth. Okay. Okay, this time they hit an Olivia, which is a problem. But then again, we know we're not gonna be able to hit it with cast down anyway, so we might as well do it now. That said, they might just be aiming to take it back, so we might have to Micromancer for Rona's Vortex. Well, if we hit a Consider, that's also an option. Yeah, we're kind of... The deck kind of loses value if you don't hit Ruskell. So let's see. Mind Spike's not gonna hit it. Rona's Vortex hits it. Piece it together takes a while. Yeah, we're gonna have to go Rona's Vortex here. Might as well Surveil, draw a card, see what we hit. Okay, we finally hit the Clockmaker. We're definitely taking it. So this is an attack trigger, so we can kind of bounce it once, but then we're really out of gas. Maybe we should have just taken the damage. We should not. Then, because that's technically their only target right now. Mishra's Command. Target player discard X cards. Ooh. Oh, it's a May. We're not forced to discard. So I can bounce this. Opponent just mills again. But I'm actually going to pass. Because we kind of want to have the Clockmaker down first before anything else. And so now if our opponent goes for Olivia, we can do the full vortex. No, unfortunately they do get to put it on top again. So and I don't think they're gonna mill this anytime soon. Mind Spike. We could draw a card if it whiffs. So let's see. No, it doesn't whiff. They have an Infernal Grasp. They actually let it through. So, well, we can. Okay, so if they swing, what do they get back? Not much actually. So we're actually more incentivized to hold our friend back. So but now we have to. Now we're going to try. So opponent gets Olivia. Now the plan is to really tech up this Midnight Clock. He goes tapped and attacking, which is to our advantage. And it does get exiled instead. Oh no, it only gets. Oh, go. Yeah, we're actually gonna hold this. Because if our opponent could just Diregraph Rebirth, so we're gonna actually wait it out. Okay, drawing cards, so they will not get Olivia back this turn. Undead Butler, sure. Mill 3 more cards. Thank goodness it was not all cast down. No, I could have also waited for them to attack. That would have been really sneaky. Yeah, let's just spend it now. And let's see, Path of Peril, destroy all creatures with mana value 2 or less. The problem is we know they're going to get. Actually, no. It's okay if they get it back. They get to return a land. We have the mana, so we can actually Mind Spike and then Rona's Vortex, our opponent's creature. So it's gonna be Rona's Vortex again and again. Also, the Mind Spike will at least draw us a card if this is not an. Yeah, it's all about landing that Rusko. Okay, so they did not. Each non-creature, non-land card, so they did not have it. We could play this, but we know we're about to Vortex. Might as well swing. Because we know they don't have any non-creature, non-lands based on what happened there. Oh, and they had to whiff the Titan also. Nice. So at the beginning, when your opponents control no creature, so we're not casting this. Might as well go Micromancer. Normally I'd take the piece it together, but it's really the Rona's Vortex keeping us alive here, so yeah, we'll just take Rona's Vortex again. Now they might do Diregraph Rebirth for something else, say the Titan. Yeah, they're gonna go Titan this time. We can still bounce it though, which is part of our plan. Though they do gain 5 life, that's fine. Yeah, kinda need to do this at this point. Oh, hit another Clockmaker, so this would be very interesting. I'm gonna swing with both. If they block Micromancer, no, they block Rusko, which is expected. Ooh, the timing is a bit weird though. So we cast Rusko again. And yeah, we'll give this up. Yeah, it's just gonna be, it's gonna be all that midnight clock action. Now we know they have another Titan, so we're not quite over yet. Oh, this time they're gonna destroy the enchantment. Is this really the best option? Just bouncing it back to their hand. We know they're gonna draw it. Oh wait. We know it is because they opted not to gain life. And a random Otawara for the win. Woo! Yeah. Everyone, please stop playing the. Actually, no. Encourage your opponents to play the bulky Reanimator deck. Everything has to line up, and if it doesn't line up, it's pretty difficult. Also, the threats are really just one-on-one for the most part. Okay, Titan of Industry does generate 2 threats, but man. Now this is the one that I have not seen anyone else play, so let's see if this one is. This one might actually be even more finicky than the Reanimator deck. We'll see how it pans out. I actually don't. It's all about the ramp and maybe how to use Karn properly. Versus command costs. So we're not exactly getting help, but we are getting quite a bit of extra damage. Gosh, everyone and their mother is really playing that deck. Anyway, we'll go blue mana first. Yeah, Bankbuster's fine here. So, depending on what cheap creature they play, we might just Voltage Surge it. Though I kind of wish I named this at red now and then named this on blue. Okay, no, never mind. Our opponent is taking their time. This is a mandatory scry. They went first. Now they could have removal for this, which would be annoying, but I know this deck is quite light on it. So we might just be fine. Oh no, we had Liliana. Okay. Though we can just.
The mysteries.
We'll see what. Yeah, opponent's just gonna mute that one. We can Voltage Surge this.
Sacrifices must be made.
And. Yeah, we can just Voltage Surge Liliana. Sacrifice no artifacts.
I'll be
just play Reckoner Bankbuster. So much for the Alchemy card. Let's see if we can play this the fairways. Well, there's still 4 games. Sacred Crossroads. Opponent goes Circle of Land Druid. Let's see what they mill. Land. Quite a bit of land and a Bonecaller Cleric. Also an Undead Butler. Let's see. Urza's command. I guess we name red this time. I could just hold it for this. I can also create a tap Power Stone token, then create create the construct, so we can chump block this. I don't feel incentivized. My concern is that our opponent is one Vengeful Rebirth away from getting this one, and this is not a counter spell. Yeah, we don't have any good options here. I say we pass. Yeah, if they happen to have the Vengeful Rebirth, yeah, then we... Okay, no Vengeful Rebirth quite yet. Though I would note that this would just make a 2/2. Oh, this also makes the token, the creatures also tapped. I think I still do make the power. No, let's not take unnecessary damage if we don't have to. Okay, so we do have the Twin Shot Sniper. We can just ETB and our opponent wants to reanimate these. Yeah, we're really short on mana. That's a problem. That's the problem. We'll have to play the Twin Shot Sniper here. And let's not give them a reanimation target right away. It doesn't matter if they get tempted to take it because they're very close. Maybe them taking the land might have been the problem. So what's this? Oh, we can crew this one. I guess we do that. We are in real trouble here. Oh, it's power 3 or more, so that one's meaningless. If they happen to have Olivia, it's really bad. Nope, but they do have the Diagraph Rebirth. Do we have a way to kill this? Power less than, so it won't be able to return it itself. We don't. They will end up casting the second one. We have no outs for that. Might as well minimize damage, but I think this. We now know why no one's playing this deck. This one's even more finicky. And unfortunately, the red removal is very. This one would probably be a decent match against the white deck, but not against the other. Okay, we have a bounce spell. It's just very expensive. And this only costs 1 less for each legendary creature, so we don't have that option. I can pop something, doesn't give us... It bumps this up to a 4/4. Not much else. I guess we pass for now. Because it's gonna cost 7 anyway. Ooh. It does make it into an 8/1, so it's unlikely that our opponent wants to sacrifice it. And this is perpetual too. So we're definitely popping that with Excavation Explosion. The opponent might actually just sack this to... They hit the 7 mana, they might just flash this back. Olivia Crimson Bright is just as bad. Yeah, we have to bounce this. Yeah, the Reckoner Bankbuster did not really help us at all. It's awkward, but I am going to have to pitch the bank bus. I'm going to have to pitch these two. Opponent might cut down is in the blue-black deck. But this is still not over yet. Our opponent can still reanimate that. But yeah, it's not looking very good here. We can cast Karn Living Legacy, -1, pay 2 mana to draw a card, but it is very underwhelming in this situation. We can just keep making Power Stone tokens, but we don't exactly have anything to... Like, we explored the deck earlier. If I were to make a Power Stone token and then swing with this... Let's see, if our opponent gets the Bone Caller player, no, they just get... Of course they get the Forge Fire Automaton. Yeah, this is a lost game. I can already see why no one's really playing this deck. It really makes sense. It's... If it loses to what my opinion is the worst deck, then it's even worse. And yeah, we're kind of in... And that's kind of it. I probably will get my one other win off the back with something else. Maybe I should have played with this one first so that I could set my expectations really low, but... No, they're not going to get any lower. It's really bad. It's really bad. Karn does not help at all.
If we must fight, I do every power.
Yeah, because I attack with this. It seeks an artifact card, and I automatically know it's Reckoner Bankbuster. And let's see. I could crew this just to block something. Yeah, this is... And I can't even do that option again. I need to... Now, there is an alternate world where maybe I went for the Power Stone token first and tried to tech up, but the options are really poor. And yeah, we're between Reach and Trample. This is not gonna work. So this is that's the only way you're gonna win with the Reanimator deck. Run up against the blue-red deck because it's even more finicky. So overall, I would say two really good decks and 2 really bad decks. Yeah, and just to reiterate, we go over the curve. Like a 3 mana, you get a 2/4. It enters the battlefield. You and the opponent each get a Power Stone token. The idea is that you're going to have such a big late game, but in reality, it's not going to happen. Now, you're kind of hoping to tech up to Might Stone and Weak Stone. Couldn't even give us a single copy of Urza. Maybe tech up to a Warzone Duplicator, Cityscape Leveler, but realistically, this is even worse than the Reanimator deck can at least get something really good going. Even with the prototype, it can get... Even with the prototype Alchemy card, it can reanimate all the small creatures and keep churning through for more advantage over time. You don't get that option with this one. But yeah, I would recommend playing the white-blue deck because it's sometimes too fast for the other decks. I would play the blue-black deck. You just have to you're just gonna have to keep control over the entire situation. It is doable. You have the cards for it. But that's not going to be very easy. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. Oh, we did get a pack. Might as well crack it open for everyone. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.